Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Verona Times, and I'm Grace Valentina, the anchor of today's show. We begin today with the breaking news from the Capulet family tomb, where a tragic discovery has shaken the entire city of Verona, and three young citizens have tragically died. Authorities have confirmed the death of three young citizens, Count Paris, Romeo Montague, and Juliet Capulet. Their bodies were found dead last night inside Capulet vault under heartbreaking circumstances. The Prince of Verona has described this incident as an unforgettable tragedy, calling for peace and reconciliation between the Montague and the Capulet families, whose long-standing feud is believed to have played a major role in this chain of events. These two families had been bitter enemies for generations, although the original cause of the quarrel had been long forgotten. Tensions between their family have often led to fights, even among servants, just like a case we witnessed not long ago. Now, as authority continues to investigate this case, we'll bring you live reaction and statements from witnesses at the scene. So, more on the investigation and public reaction, we go live now to our correspondent, Miss Juliet Capulet, who is at the scene.
Thank you. I am now reporting live on the Capulet family tomb where investigators confirmed the death of Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet, two lovers from rival families whose relationship has been kept secret until now. The atmosphere here is filled with sorrow and disbelief. Witnesses say Count Paris, who was soon to marry Juliet, was also found dead nearby, apparently killed in a fight with Romeo before a tragedy occurred. And they discovered Romeo believed to have died by poison, lying beside Juliet. Investigators believe Romeo took his own life after assuming Juliet was dead. Moments later, Juliet is said to be awakened and in dispute ended her life as well. Authorities are still investigating more into this case, and now we already have prepared a quiet room to interview the people closest to the couple, giving them a calm and respectful space to share their thoughts and reveal the truth. Thank you.
What was your relationship with Romeo and Juliet?
Actually, the lady Montague and I'm the mother of Romeo.
Yes, I'm the mother of Juliet and I'm the lady of Capulet.
I was Romeo's friend, and I knew Romeo and Juliet well because I married them together in the little chapel.
I was Romeo's loyal servant and friend. Actually, I didn't know Juliet well, but I cared for her because of Romeo.
How did you feel when you found out they had died?
I was heartbroken and shocked at the same time.
So this tragedy made me feel so shocked and upset.
For me, I actually so shocked and regretful. I cried so hard and I felt that I would also be a part of my son's death. I believe that everything happens due to the conflict between Capulet and Montague. And the last thing I can do is to stop hating Capulet in order to make my son's soul rest in peace.
I was horror-struck and heartbroken when I realized that Romeo and Juliet had died.
Can you explain what really happened the night Romeo and Juliet died?
I knew everything about what happened the night Romeo and Juliet had died, but before I explain, let me tell you the nights before they died. Romeo and Juliet were a couple. I married them together in the little chapel. After Lord and Lady Capulet proposed marriage between Juliet and Paris, Juliet came and begged me to help her, and I had made a plan that Juliet could escape from the second marriage to Mantua with Romeo. But the plan went wrong because Freton has been prevented from traveling to Mantua with my letters. And Balthasar knew nothing about this, and he told Romeo that Juliet had died. Then Romeo came to tomb to see Juliet, and he had decided to die by taking potion. After Romeo died, Juliet woke up, and she realized that their plans went astray, and she snatched Romeo's daggers and stabbed herself, and she died.
I knew nothing about Freya Lawrence and Juliet's plan. I heard that Juliet was dead from people in the street, so I rushed to tell Romeo about the death of Phsar. Then he set off immediately for Juliet's tomb. And yeah, I tried to follow him, but he sent me away. And when I arrived at the tomb later, I saw a tragic sight of all of them lifeless. I wish I could have prevented any of it. It was a moment of grief that I'll never forget.
Do you think the feud between your family caused their death?
To be honest, yes, I do. I think it's the cause that made them die. I know that the conditions between Capulet and Montague were so bad because we were enemies in the past among our ancestors, and it was really hard to forget about the difference between our opinions and our losses. Yeah, and so I think it's the most crucial cause.
Yeah, the feud between the Capulets and the Montagues really caused our beloved daughter Juliet's death. If we had a good relationship from the start, both of our children wouldn't have died from early ages like this. Our anger and pride blinded us, and now we have paid the price with the lives of our children. I only wish that we had ended the hatred sooner before it destroyed what we loved most.
What do you wish you had done differently as a mother?
As mother, I wish that I could have been closer to her, listen to her, and understand about her heart instead of just following the family expectations. Also, I should have spoken to her, comforted her, and given her the freedom to choose her own happiness. More than that, I should have tried to calm the hatred between both of our families instead of ignoring it. Perhaps then Romeo and Juliet could have loved openly without fear, and this tragedy could have been avoided.
In my opinion, as a mother, I always love and care about my child. If I have a chance to change the past, I would allow him to love freely with his own heart. I would never let him die because of the troubles since the past between our ancient families. And it must be a wonderful life for him as a young man with his family. You know, it goes with me after my son's death and his dearly loved one. And what I want to see is a happy smile on his face and his soul. Thanks so much.
From a tragic ending to a love that defied all boundary, two families have now agreed to end their long-standing feud, and Verona mourn the loss of two innocent lives that pay for the hatred. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Phsar, reporting live from the Capulet 2. And thank you so much to our interviewee for sharing your thoughts, feelings, and the truth behind this incident. And we're deeply sorry to hear the tragic death of our three important people. And we'd like to offer our sincere condolences to their family. Ladies and gentlemen, the story behind this tragedy is more complicated than expected. So to help our viewers understand more in broader context, let's hear from our team of expert analysts. Today, we are joined by Professor Sophia Phia, a literary theorist specializing in psychoanalytic and Marxist criticism, who will help us understand more about how unconscious motive and social pressure led to Romeo and Juliet's tragic end. Professor, could you help our viewers understand more about how it contributed to this tragedy?
Thank you and good morning. It's truly an honor to share my talk on this heartbreaking event that has shaken all of Verona. If we look from psychoanalytic perspective, this tragedy really shows how powerful emotion can be when they're not balanced by reason. Romeo and Juliet weren't just victims of fate, they were deeply influenced by their unconscious emotion, like passion, fear, and longing. Romeo's love for Juliet grew so intense that it became his entire sense of identity. So without her, he felt life had no meaning. Juliet, on the other hand, was caught between duty and desire, and in the end, her love drove her to make a tragic choice. Their story shows us that when emotion take control, even love, something so pure, can lead to destruction as well as beauty. We don't look at this to find someone to blame, but to understand human nature, how hidden emotion guide the choice we make. And maybe by understanding that, Verona can learn to replace pride and anger with compassion and wisdom. And if we look from Marx's perspective, the strategy also tells us something about society. The feud between the Montague and Capulet weren't just a family argument. It was about power, honor, and social class. Both families value their status more than peace or happiness. In that sense, Romeo and Juliet's love was almost an act of rebellion against a system that cared more about pride than people. But in the end, that system destroyed them. So when we analyze this, it's not just about two young lovers, it's about how social structure can trap individuals and cause suffering. If Verona truly wants to heal, it must rethink the value and power struggle that led to innocent souls to such a tragic end.
Thank you, Professor Phsar, for that perspective. As we've seen, Romeo and Juliet's tragedy shows how inner desire and family pressure can turn miscommunication into heartbreak. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the news for today. Thank you for joining us, reporting live from Verona, and I'm Grace Valentina. Stay tuned for further updates on this tragic story. Thank you.